Maayong hapon ka natong tanan, and we are privileged to have another guest sa atong programa nga KAGLAMBAGA. At today, we are with Attorney Vicar Loreen Lofranco. Mutawag na ko sa imong Vicar. Okay ra siya.
Ma'am Sol.
Kumusta, Vicar?
I'm good. Okay kaayo man. I'm happy to be back here, no, nga home base na gid ko karon.
At pwede ba tagaan nato gamay og overview ang atong audience, Vicar, about you? Maybe you can introduce yourself sa atong mga audience karon.
Okay. Well, so I have to start with my name. I'm Vicar Loreen Lofranco. I'm tubong Bukidnon, no? Dari ko na tao. That's in 1977. Okay. And gikan kinder hangtod sa high school, no? Dari ko nag-eskwela sa BSc pa at that time, no? Bukidnon State College. And then I graduated in San Carlos, sa University of San Carlos in Cebu. Nibalik ko din and I worked then at DXBU. So I was the sales manager and then nahimo ko nga finance manager. So at that time, nag-eskwela na din ko og kuan kanang law. So I was one of the pioneering batch sa School of Law. College of Law na nakaron kay university naman na Bukidnon State University. So that was in 2006, no, when we were the first batch to have graduated, no, in this institution. And then in all those times, I think while I pursued my profession, now that I'm a lawyer, even then, no, kanang nagpadayon gihapon ko sa ako ang sideline. So it's just a hobby, but I continued to do my art by the side. So although dili gid kay siya inanaka professional in a sense, no, when compared to others, but it is something that I have continued to do. So some sort of a kanang stress reliever, or even kanang working on some pieces, just so kaning to fill or the void of longing for Bukidnon, because I worked away from Bukidnon then. So it's only in 2021, right after the pandemic, that I decided to quit my job, corporate career in Quezon City in Manila. Nagtrabaho ko sa National Electrification Administration at the time. No? I was the Deputy Administrator for Electric Cooperative Management Services. So I'm now here. So karon ay mga activities sa mga artists. This is some of them are really part of my circle back when I was still starting with visual art. So karon na nasad ko din uban sa ilaha. So I'm happy to be home and to be working near sa balay and within the community. And I hope to be more productive this time and to contribute more into the community. So I hope to be preoccupied na pod sa other things besides just working as a lawyer. Yes.
Yes, good to hear that, Vicar, kay you have mentioned that you've been part of a small group of artists, murag mga pioneering man tingali nga during the Bansagan nga time. You've been part of the Bansagan group, mga exhibiting artists, and you are part of it. What made you join that particular group, Vicar?
Yeah, maybe maybe I would even travel back to when I started, no, kay gamay pa ko, ganahan naman dyan ko paint, ganahan ako draw and sketches and all that. I remember I was pobre magig kay mi sa una. So kaning dili mi ka-afford even a mere watercolor, no, may naana sa una. So I remember back in grade 1, pag-drawingon mi sa una og kanang mga yamang lupa, yamang tubig, may naana lugar. And I have a classmate nga medyo dato sila, tag-iya sila og kanang educational store. So ang nahitabo, I would help her in her katong artwork niya, and then pahuluman din ko niya sa iyang mga gamit. So nice gid kayo akong trabaho at that time, no? And then so pag-prosper na ako into elementary and then high school, I've been joining mga kaneng on-the-spot poster making contest, mga inana, na progress. And so, when I graduated in high school, I was conferred a certificate for visual artist an artist of the year, no? But mostly my work is really more on visual arts man, no? And so kani pa lang daanan ako yung mga friends along the way, no? Kanang parehas mo og mga inclinations. So when I came back here after my college dito sa San Carlos sa Cebu, uli ko dinhi para magtrabaho sa DXBU at nga time, no? Nagkit-anay mi nilang Kuya Erlo, nilang Waway, Chico Barreto, Dandy Robosa, Charis Alpino sa Valencia. And then, mga kwan lang, connect lang ang friends, ana-ana. Then, nag-meet up together. And I remember it was Kuya Erlo who organized the ALAB, the Association of Local Artists of Bukidnon. And so, nagsabot mi, ma-exhibit ta, kay Kamulan na sad. Mumagid na ang kwan sa Kamulan. And dili pa na ang Kamulan Theater karon. Katubong
the old building.
Katong kuan, tong pyramid nga, I don't know what sakti pangalan na nakaroon, no? Dito mi gihatag sa mo ni Governor Zubiri din. So inyohan na nga place din ha. Wala, unsaon natin ni pagkuan. Ato the whole place is ours, so we have to clean it and everything. But anyway, muto nga sige, ma-exhibit ta. We don't have any idea about curatorial work. Basta kay nakay-work. Sige, atong iisa diya tanan. Nagbitay-bitay ra mi tanan dito, no? And then we were thinking of a name at that time, no? We were thinking of a name. So, inko si Kuya Erlo, siya nga mga taga-Bukidnon man ta na. Customary sa ato ang mananghid, di ba? So, there was one person, yung siya nga, kanang looked up to in the community. And so, we went to Tito Ben Estrada. He was then the municipal trial court judge at that time. So, ato yung Tito Ben, Tito, gusto mi nga mag-exhibit, kanang, do you have a name in mind na pwede na mo nga magamit nga name? Iyon siya nga. Pride man sa Bukidnon yung gabuhaton. What you do gives pride to Bukidnon because it's a showcase of your artwork. So, gibansag mo. Gaibansag mo. So, part na siya nga, okay, this is your bansagan. So, it's bansagen, no? But bansagan, pagbasa daw. And so, it's like saying, mani kag Bukidnon, what is the landmark sa Bukidnon? It's the Mount Kitanglad. So, mayon kita kag Mount Kitanglad ay Bukidnon na. So, when you say, muna siya nga, gibantog ang malay-balay sa Mount Kitanglad. Okay? So, it's like, you do your work, you do your thing, and mabantog ang Bukidnon because sa inyo, ha? Something to that effect, no? So, muto, nahimo nga bansagan siya, no? So, katong nga year, I remember, mula gimig ka nagpansak-pansak na nawa mga paintings din, ha? And at that time, I remember Chris Rolio as a writer
from the NCCA.
At the time, hindi pa kayo siya sa NCCA, but Chris Rolio then was writing for the regional tourism. So I think was writing for a certain newspaper. And he was there, kay maghimo siya og kagi-cover, i-feature niya ang Bukidnon, no? Kay nagkaamulan lagi. Okay, so nakita niya mo work siya. Promising kaayo ang Bukidnon artists. So, gipanibya na niya sa tanan nga yung mga friends. And the following year, nianhi din sa amua si one of the curator, I hope I remember her name right. I think this is Sir Bobby Valenzuela. So, dito siya, nag-meeting na sa aming tanan. Iya rin ming gi-orient mi niya unsay process sa kanang curatorial nga. You don't just paint at your whim. You have to have a discipline. Kung gusto ka nga mahimo nga professional ka nga artist. Professional in such a way nga dili lang kay tira-tirada lang ka din ha. You have to deliver a theme. You have to deliver a story. You have to deliver a something of substance sa tanan nga mutan-aw sa imong mga painting. And so we started off with, coming up with our abstract, tell your story, and then tanaw niya imuhang sketch daan sa painting. It was a learning experience for all of us. And I think I remember, it was also during the following year man yata, when the Panit Bukog was launched.
In Cagayan de Oro.
Cagayan de Oro, and there are 3 areas nila, Davao, Cagayan de Oro, and Iligan. So all of those participating artists are from this region, but we became friends with them. It's just that I don't know what happened in a way siguro kay when we started off with that no kanang kuan man good nag-journey sa ang organization. Medyo murag wala kayo yung nakakuan sa challenge nga what you call this, mag-focus sa art. We have to be one with the realities, no? Deal with realities nga. Syempre, you have to have a day job. Kaya unsa man yung pag-support. And we are not in a community nga daghan patronize og ato ang artworks, no? Nga, okay, you have a good painting there, but who will buy it, no? And even if there would be buyers, it will far between ang pagbaligya or pagpalit. So, what will you do? You have a family to serve, ana lugar. Ako, for my part, I have a law school to contend with. Gatrabaho pagid ko. So, when we had our exhibit then, back in Bansagan, kuan siya, kanang drums niya. So, it was really very engaging no? In terms of exposure. So, I was happy to note nga many continued to be serious at their job, no? I know si Kuya James Gahe engaged in kadtong mga illustrations sa books, no? And then for the rest, like Simon Mendaro, silang mga friends na pod nga niabot, mga daghan na siyang mga ka-alliances. Nagpadayon sila sa ilahang trabaho sa paintings and all that. Kuya Erlo now, I think, is also engaged in music and, composing songs and padayon sa performance art. I'm happy to note all of this. So, when I was invited again, nga, oy, apila po tag art exhibit, so naman po na itong kasudlan din ha. I'm happy nga na ay niabot nga kanang panaghigala ay nga na panagtigom, no? For it's really more of being awakening of the nga mga friendship among artists. So muna ako ang latest karon nga akong mga old work back when I was still working naman ko ipangbuhat dili gid ka kahuman-human kay I don't know, I'm just nalang na diha ana. So I got back to my drawing room and himo tanan. So napay isang gamay na himo nako karon, and I think it's one of I would be able to provide for the exhibit. But all the others are still wet, no? But I hope one day I could also stage my own solo exhibit, no?
Why not?
That's a yearning that I've been really conjuring in my mind, no? Hopefully one day I could also provide a collection, no? Or a presentation of all my artwork po. So amo na akong nakita po isa day ma'am, no? I would really even in all my yearning sa una karon ni siya nako nakita nga dako kay impact having this Bukidnon Study Center. I think this is a project of, even if it's for the academe, but it's really good for the community. I've been looking around, no, dahan mga libro di ako nakitaan about Bukidnon, mga artifacts sa second floor, and here you're giving an avenue for artists to exhibit their work. I think this is one thing wala sa una sa among panahon, no? Kay kami pa ba mag-mount sa una? You imagine the cost involved, then mangita pa kag venue, mangita pa kag sige lang mig-solicit sa una. Ko nga pag first na Bansagan and second ko di na ko gusto nga mag-solicit pata. Oy kay we have to be empowered, no? I mean, you have to learn not to be just kuan nga kanang dole out ratanan. So kana siya. So I'm very happy. Thank you for initiating this. I remember dito pa to ang last old na Bukidnon Study Center, no? Dito po sa elementary nga department. And karon naana dire isa gid siya ka building. I'm so amazed by that. So thank you so much, Ma'am Sol. And all the rest of you here, no? It's really amazing what you have done so far, Ani. It's building a community, and we owe that to you for initiating this along with the Bukidnon State University community. academic community.
We are also happy because the artist became our partner.
Yeah.
So with your story, Baikar, kung giun sa lugar pag-develop sa art group no and until now, and there is an initiative to organize the local artists in Bukidnon. So in organizing the local artists in Bukidnon, what is your take for that, Baikar? What could be the benefits of the community in organizing the artists? Like you are one of the local artists, and how can your group provide benefits to our community?
Yeah. I've always believed that, I've even written on it on my Facebook na akong account one time, nga kanang, while our history is written by authors, from stories that were culled from the witnesses, no? It's actually the artists who articulate these stories
Right.
in a visual narrative.
Yeah.
Okay, and only the artists can do that. Even whatever medium, and kung unsa nga awakening nga naa dinha, no? So giving them the platform, giving them the opportunity, that avenue where they can express that is a very good kuan na kanang maayo na kaayo nga kuan nga kahigayunan nga ihatag sa ilaha. So and the part naman sa kaning artists growing into the community, because I think no one is to live alone, no? We look at, we inspire, get inspired by the work of other artists, then kita pod kanang usahay na magit tayo sa kanang naaka sa kanang wala kay nanay gitawag nato nga kanang dryness ba di ka ganahan maghimo, but the more nga you get to see the others paintings, makakonsag ka, maingganyo ka to do your own thing. So nana, so and I think it's something makapapukaw lugar, no? So I think what we can give as into the community is bringing our stories into the visual form, ana siya. So engaging the community nga inana di ay. Not, of course not everyone has the kaning skill, no, to be doing all this ethnic nga mga kuan, kaning mga narratives kay usahay like dili sa Bukidnon, dili man kita tanan exposed lugar sa mga tribal traditional nga activities. It's only in Kamulan makita nato unsa na din ha. But all of us has our own insights, no? We experience things on a daily basis kay mga tao man ta, social beings man ta. And so we have a story to tell. And I think we owe it to the community to somehow share what we have learned para mahimo sad na siya nga inspiration or even a learning medium for the rest of the generation or unsa man galing. So I think that's how I see it, no? Na ay art, na ay gift of the talent of painting. You give them the opportunity, they deliver results by giving their own narrative, visual narratives, and then the community benefits by it, by learning from that and appreciating what art is, no? Not all of us are kuan lugar kaayo nga engaged in a sense nga unsa imong theme dapat na social impact or something. Some of us, good vibes lang makita nimo is good for the mental health. It's good for social beings to interact and discuss something. So I think that's one thing that we can give. On the economic side, yes, it would also help. Kay kung daghan magpatronize sa local na products, no, local na paintings, of course maingganyo pud to ug mabuhi pud tong artist nga mag full time ko kay naaman na market for this. And daghan na kaayo opportunity ana karon, dili lang kay sa exhibits, no, pwede na gani mo i-post sa Facebook, magbutang kag presyo din ha, media, social media. We can be ang ingenuity ra nimo how to earn from all of this. Pero I think giving artists the venue is a very good opportunity for them to showcase their talents and for the rest to see it and maybe also patronize it. Yes.
We are so happy with your statement, Baikar, because it's like a confirmation to what we are doing at Bukidnon Study Center. So while the artists are inspired, we are also inspired to continue our task. So we also have heard that you are part of the Panagtigum,
Yeah.
and that is a gathering of all artists. Do you have a future project or the project of the group for the community or advocacy or
Yeah. Looking at how I may be able to help the group now, makita na ako nga daghan emerging artists, and along with them they come with a medium nga lahi pod, no, so unique kayo, no. And I have seen also kanang naggrow na pud tong mga soil artists, no, kanang sa soil painters lugar, kanang daghan na sad kay sila nga work. And I think with my experiences, I can see that I can help them more on the helping them have that avenue para mo progress sa ani nga kanang skills, no, like providing for them siguro activities later on. I can help out in mga proposals, no. Kay we understand nga even if you would ask for funding from a government or an entity, you have to have a program plan in mind, no, sa imong objective ana, and then how would you do it, and then things like that. I think I can help on that na. Already na ako'y isa ka engagement karon with the Rural Bank, and we are having our anniversary sa October. One of the things that I have in mind is to engage the artists in a mural nga buhaton, no, nga how rural banking impacts the community. And I think it's something that can be replicated in other industries that would engage the artists. Kay kinahanglan nga ng activities nga ma-provide for them to be gathered together, no. So I think, and then I also know that at least I've heard that the DTI, in fact I've attended one of the sessions na kanang profiling sad sila og mga local artists in Bukidnon for the creatives, no, the different domains man sa creative. So isa lang ni ang visual arts. Of course, there's a performance art, na isa ka ng social media interactions, na ka ng other things, no. But for the visual art itself, no. So I think it's not just giving exhibits during kaamulan. Because there has to be a kanang activities gyud nga mas pugos gyud nga nagid mo i-produce so that you will continue to be engaged with your industry lugar ana. So far, na ako yung mga inanangaw na una, Ma'am Sol, but I would reserve some of these in our future meetings with the group.
Okay.
Kaya hapon man sa ko nagbalik po sa ilahan, then join. But I know because I'm home-based now, mas greater na ako ang time nga mahatag, ana. And having been with a career that spanned for like more than 2 decades, no, sa ako ang profession, sa previous na akong mga trabaho, I have more or less a grasp of how to present this na larger scale. And I think that's something that I can mahatag nako sa grupo.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are excited to see the group growing in the coming years. So, Vicar, we have our audience. Maybe you have a message to some of your friends or to our audience. Do you have your message to them?
Yeah, okay.
Challenge o sa ba?
Okay. My message is that every one of us is an artist. So it's just a way of how you express that, no? And the painting is just a medium to show that artistry. So find yourself, find your way among all these things, no? In what capacity or in what medium you may be able to use, no? To let that artist in you out. And while some of you are still discovering, others are already there, meaning artists na sila. I would ask and then implore for your support. Kaya na naman tayo mga artists, and then lahi-lahi ang tag calling in life. And these artists have responded to that call to create harness this talent nga gihatag sa ilaha. But this talent will die if it will not be patronized. No? So if that's my message nga kaning we continue to support our local artists, no? And even the rest of the other artists and people engaged in the art industry. But looking into our local sphere, maybe we can help each other by patronizing the portraits, the artworks, art pieces, that has been showcased by our local artists. And what better way than to be a witness during exhibits, mga activities, no? So that makita po ninyo ang gihaguan sa atong mga artists, be able to draw inspiration from it, and if you can afford it, because affordable ramang gyud, also patronize it. And lahi ramang gyud makahang sa inyong wall, oh, this is made by ganito, ganyan, no, ana. So I would implore that you also support our local artists.
Yes, with that statement, the more we are eager to support the local artists.
Yeah, thank you, Ma'am
So,
Sol.
mga kaglambaga, that's our time with Attorney Vicar Lorene Lofranco sa atong pakikinabi kaniya for this particular, kung maingon ko nga, advocacy or a project for the community from the local artists of Bukidnon.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Sol. Thank you, everyone.